Don't ask me why I decided to do this challenge, because I freaking hate chipped nail polish. I hate it. Day 10 brings us to this insanity on my nails. And almost every single one of my nails is chipped at this point. So at first, it looked like the quick dry polish on my pinkies was going to be the clear winner, and it is definitely not. You can clearly see it even though it's out of focus. Right now, though, it looks like it's almost a tie between the Color Street and the Dashing Divas, the navy and the gold. Because on one hand, the Color Street looks almost perfect, and on the other hand, the Dashing Diva looks almost perfect. So I don't know which one's going to be the winner. But we're on day 10. And day 10, sorry, you can hear my dogs fighting in the background. We're just going to let them do it. Why not? This is life. In the research, everything said up to 14 days, with the exception of the Sally Hansen gel polish. And this is currently what the Sally Hansen gel polish looks like. It is super streaky, and up close you can see that it's cracking. You can see all the little crack lines in it, and it is definitely worn off of my tips a lot and around the base of my cuticle a lot as well. So it did not successfully make it to 10 days. Of course, I do a really hands-on job, and so it's probably not helping the wear of the nails. But I feel like if something says it should last up to 10 days, it should at least last more than half of that. Not to mention the fact that I feel like it might be weakening my nail, because I've broken this middle nail. I've had 2 chips in it and 1 break. And then on this other one, it's a little lopsided. It's hard to see and I don't want to flip you off. So I feel like it has been weakening my nails. This is another reason I hate chipped polish. If I'm going to wear polish, they need to be all polished at the same time to prevent chipping. Another check-in for day 10, I really want to bring up the fact that the Jamberry nail has been peeling back so much that I've had to cut it back because I'm snagging it on things, and I really don't want to mess up my nail itself, because I feel like if I pull this off, it's going to pull off layers of my nail, which are then going to damage my nail and weaken it. Surprisingly, on my left hand, there's almost no Jamberry left, whereas my right hand still has quite a bit of it. Here's what the nails look like on day 10. We will see what transpires in the next 4 days and how long we can get these to last, and then we will figure out who the true winner is. So I've worn these long enough, chipped nails and all, and this poor pinky nail lasted until the morning of day 15, and then it came off all in one giant chunk. I am going to remove everything now. Thank goodness I can file everything down and get back to normal. This has been hell on my nails, so please don't attempt this. I do not recommend it. So let's go ahead and get everything off. I'm going to take off the regular nail polishes first with just regular nail polish remover. I have some paper towels here to protect my table and some cotton balls. Before I do that though, I'm going to moisturize my cuticles with some jojoba oil, or however you say it. Just because I don't want to dry out my skin completely. Okay, all set. I'm going to go ahead and just remove the regular polish now. Just normal nail polish remover. This one is not even 100% acetone. So while I'm removing this, as far as actual wear is concerned, my favorite overall, the one that I scored the highest, is going to be the Color Street wrap. The reason for that is because you can see on both hands that it has actually lived the longest without too much wear and tear. On my dominant hand, I do have some wear and tear around the cuticle and on the tip, but on my non-dominant hand, it's almost completely perfect with the exception of a little bit of growth that you see here at the cuticle end. So that one wins my vote for overall wear. It really kind of tied with the Dashing Divas nail wrap, which is the navy blue one, because as you can see, which is funny, on my dominant hand, it actually stayed for the most part. There's a little bit of growth at the cuticle, and then on the tip there's a little bit of wear and tear. And on my non-dominant hand, I think because it's on my pointer finger, you can see a lot more wear and tear than the other hand. So for the most part though, it kind of tied with the Color Street nail just being opposite hands. So that was my tie for the longest wear. However, the Dashing Diva was a little bit annoying to wear because it did kind of stretch when my hands would get too warm. There's like a little bit of a ripple here, which has just been really kind of annoying and scratchy. Looking at the wear and tear, the one that scored the lowest was the Jamberry wrap. The reason for that is because the Jamberry wrap, as you can see on this thumb here, this thumb, it's literally only in the center of my nail because all of the other edges had to be trimmed off. The other thing that I'm noticing about these Jamberry wraps is that they do not meet my cuticle around the edge of my nail at all. So there's just this huge circle moon shape, whereas, of course I did trim a little bit here, but it doesn't touch. It's not a square like my thumb, and there's not a square option in the Jamberry wraps. So it makes it really, really difficult to actually size it correctly to your thumb. And because they're thicker, there's a lot of, I can feel the edges of it. And I felt it this whole time, and it's just kind of a scratchy, weird feeling. So that one scored the lowest for me. In fact, look at this one. It's already peeling up a little bit, and I haven't even done anything to it. So this has been my life with this nail for the last 15 days. Let's go ahead and move on to the Color Street nail. I can use regular nail polish remover according to their website. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and start with the one that's a little bit more damaged already. Now normally with glitter polish, you have to like really, really soak it. So I'm wondering if that's the same with the Color Street. Oh yeah, soaking it totally helped. So it's actually coming off a lot better now. And that nail is clean. There's a little bit of residue from glue, I guess. I can probably clean that up once it dries with some alcohol. If I had 100% acetone, maybe it would be easier. But this is just regular strengthening nail polish remover. There we go. It's coming off nice and smooth now. Just a little bit of rubbing to get it off. Now, of course, I knew this one was going to be a little more difficult to get off because one, it is a wrap, so it's in multiple layers versus the other two were just polish that I've been wearing away this whole time. And of course, it is a glitter. So I'm not going to count the glitter against it, but it is a little bit more difficult to get off. I think I'm going to take off the Dashing Divas last because the Jamberry seems to be the most complicated to take off, so I'd rather tackle that one next. Okay, so our Color Street nails are clean now. Clean. And I'm actually noticing, and I don't know if it's because of the color difference, but the Color Street nail was gold, so it was definitely yellow. And of course, my other fingernail had the pink on it, which if you're looking at these two fingers, you'll notice a lot more discoloration on this one, on the gel, the Sally Hansen gel nail, than I am on the Color Street nail. So I feel like my Color Street nail is actually healthier coming out of this than the Sally Hansen nail was. So let's try Jamberry removal next. This one's already peeling, so we might as well just go ahead and start removing it. So let's watch the video to see exactly how they suggest we remove it. Okay, before we even get into this, I have to watch a video to take off this wrap. So this one already ranks really, really low on my removal score. And we haven't even gotten into this yet. I did watch it before I started this video to make sure I had everything they recommended that I use. So in order to take off this nail polish or this nail wrap, I have to have not only my nail polish remover and the cotton, I have to have a dish to put remover in, the heater that I use to put the nails on, and an orange stick. So this is a lot of work just to remove the nail polish, just to turn around and do all that work to put another one back on. So I have to heat it up for 5 to 10 seconds. There we go, there's some heat. Okay, 5 to 10 seconds it says. I have to soak my fingers in nail polish remover for 20 to 30 seconds. That's a long time. I'm gonna actually put a little bit more oil on my thumb because I'm gonna have to put my whole thumb in this jar, and that's gonna kill my skin. Okay, so now I've soaked it for 20 to 30 seconds, and now I have to slowly work the polish remover under the wrap, it says, by using the orange stick or cotton swab. So I've gotten almost this far off by working it under, and let's see what it says to do next, because this part's getting a little bit more difficult. Oh, she's just pulling it up. Let's see if I can. Okay, pushing it is actually not as hard. I just need to give it a little bit more force. And there we go, it's off. Okay, let's see what happens next. So it says to use a nail prep pad. Again, I just have the alcohol pads to get the remaining adhesive off. Yeah, it came off, so it's completely off now. Not bad. I mean, the removal was a little weird and labor intense, but let's see what the other nail does. Let's do the other hand. So that one's off too. So the color, or the Jamberry, is clear now. All done. Came off nice and neat. So aside from all of the different things I had to have on hand to make it work, it actually wasn't as bad as I expected it to be. Not too bad. Just having all of those things though, which just kind of isn't as convenient as I would like. Now, again, I did really like the pattern on the Jamberry. Everybody commented on it a lot. This is definitely something I would do again, but just make sure to allot the time to put it on and take it back off. And next we're gonna do the very last one, which is this Dashing Divas one. And for the Dashing Diva, it says, apply a drop of nail polish remover or cuticle oil around the cuticle area, and then gently lift away the strip. Let's try it with the oil first, because we know how much I hate using the nail polish remover. So I'm just gonna put that on there and I'm gonna try the same process as Jamberry, and just work this up underneath, work the oil underneath of the wrap. Now this wrap has actually stayed on my nail fairly well, so I'm surprised it's lifting as easily as it's lifting right now with the oil, because I've been oiling my cuticles every day and this hasn't attempted to come off at all. So that's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of interesting actually. So I guess it will come off if you force it off with this, and I'm not even really pushing that hard. I'm just gently swiping back and forth. Kind of like, it almost feels like I'm just cutting the adhesive that's there. I guess if it was a little tougher, or if you would just put them on, it might be a little harder to take off. But I would just maybe put a little bit more of the oil. Okay, so I pulled that off. So there's some weird situation happening. Oh, here we go. Let me show you. You see this little fleck right here? That is peeling nail. So this has done something to my nail. And I peeled off this direction, so I don't know why that's coming off there. We'll have to fix that. This nail is officially broken. Not sure what happened there. Again, that's something I'm gonna have to fix. It doesn't hurt, so I'm not sure if this is a broken nail that I received sometime earlier this week or what happened. And maybe this wrap was actually keeping it together because it was on there nice and evenly. So I'm wondering if it was just holding it together for me, and I'm just now seeing it now that I've taken it off. Now that we've removed all of the nails, I'm gonna go ahead and score them. Let's look at the scoreboard here. So of course the current leader is the Color Street nail wrap. As far as removal of the polish, I'm definitely going to score the quick dry polish as number 5, because that was much easier to remove. It did remove the fastest. Sally Hansen will get a 4 because it was just regular nail polish remover. It came off fairly quickly. Jamberry gets the lowest score for removal just because of the amount of steps that it takes to do. And I'm going to give the Color Street nail wrap a 4 for removal, and the Dashing Divas a 5. The only deciding factor here is the fact that we used nail polish remover instead of the oil to remove the wrap. And so nail health does come into factor here. Okay, so now that everything has been tallied, we do have a clear winner, and that is the quick dry nail polish. For this video, I used the Rimmel London 60-second nail polish with the Sèche Vite top coat. There's a ton of different top coats and quick dry polishes, so I'm really only grading this one. The main deciding factors for this one were the ease of access, because it's readily available at pretty much every store you can go to, including some Dollar Trees I've been to have quick dry nail polishes. The other thing was the ease of removal and the cost. The cost was definitely lower. This particular one only cost me 97 cents. The top coat was a little bit more expensive, but as far as the total cost, this one did did cost less than the others. And the ease of removal was very, very, very easy. Just a couple of swipes of a regular nail polish remover and came right off. Very close second is the Color Street nail wraps. The Color Street nail wraps, really the only thing that hurt this was the cost factor and the ease of access. If you're lucky enough to have a Color Street representative in your area, it does make it a lot easier. Otherwise, you would have to order online. Third place, we have the Dashing Divas Ultra Shine Gel Strips. And this got third place, again, with only 1 point behind the Color Street. And the main point of contention with this was the variety of colors. So currently there's only 37 collections in the Dashing Diva line, which does make it a little bit less easy to choose from. If they're very specific patterns, as you can see, this one's got this kind of marble and the gold. While it does have this very solid blue color, some of the other collections are very out there and they have like 3D items on them. That was the biggest point loss for this one, was the variety of colors. Second to last one, in fourth place, we have Sally Hansen Miracle Gel on this one. If you guys remember back to the beginning of the video, the brush is actually broken on this. I'm not sure how long I've had this polish, but I have had that brush problem with a few of them. So that definitely did kind of play into the application process because it was a little bit harder to do. So the main things causing this one to lose points were the ease of application and the length of wear. It did say it was going to last up to 10 days, and it seemed to be the first one to actually start to chip off, which definitely became a problem for me. And it didn't last even to the 10 days, so the 14 days was definitely not going to happen for that one. I do wear them on a regular basis, but it's something that I change out quite often. I really only wear them if I'm going out quickly somewhere and I need to change a certain color. So it's definitely not something I wear long term on a regular basis. The last one, the one that scored the lowest, was our Jamberry nails. This is the Jamberry that we wore. Jamberry did have 4 of the lowest scores. Ease of access, because you do have to know somebody, again, or order online. I'm not sure what the cost of ordering online would be if there's tax and shipping associated with that. The cost of it, because there's so many items that you have to buy just to start the process. You do have to buy the Jamberry heater, which was a considerable cost. And then, of course, the wraps themselves, I think it's around $10 to $15 per set. So there's that as well. The other 2 lower scores that I got were for length of wear and for removal. It was a little bit difficult to remove with all the different steps that were involved. And I did have to soak my fingers in acetone, which is definitely not ideal. As far as the length of wear, it started peeling a few days in. As you guys saw, I had to trim off a few edges of the nail, and again, it's such a thick one that it's a little bit annoying to wear for a long period of time. Now, I will say, this one scored highest in the variety category because there are so many. There's over 165 prints in current production right now, as far as I could tell from the internet. And the variety of patterns and the actual design and style of them are very, very kind of trendy. So I do really like them. I will continue to wear the ones that I have. This will not stop me from wearing them. But it's definitely something to think about if I want to try and wear something for a long period of time. I hope that you guys really enjoyed following along with this and seeing kind of where everything stands. Again, I will continue to wear all of these products just differently than I have been before. I know what's good for what now, how long things will last, and how they're going to treat my nails in the long run. Definitely want to make sure that you guys give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and click subscribe if you want to see other direct sales comparison videos similar to this one. Click that little bell icon so that you do get notified when I post that video. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to go take care of this mess, and I will see you guys in the next video.